Hello and welcome to the Inside Out Shift, the podcast where we talk about what it really looks like to leave the 9 to 5, trust yourself more deeply, and build a business that fits who you are. And I'm Evgenia Baikova, business mindset strategist, leadership coach, and Gallup certified strengths expert. And I help women get clearer on what they do, trust their strengths, and build businesses that feel aligned, sustainable, and profitable. And today, I'm joined by Arionne Allen, CEO of Diverse Excellence Technology, a woman-owned professional services firm that helps organizations navigate digital transformation through AI, data analytics, and strategic technology solutions. And Arionne brings a powerful mix of strategy, execution, and leadership to her work. With more than 15 years of experience across sports, marketing, partnership, and DEI leadership, she has led major initiatives with organizations like NASCAR, USA Track and Field, USA Gymnastics, and Western Governors University. And today, she helps organizations move beyond conversation and into real results, especially as they explore what's possible with AI and emerging technologies. Arionne, I'm so glad that you are here with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Whew, that was a mouthful, but I really appreciate the platform and being able to share my story. So thank you for the invitation. I'm grateful.
Yes, of course. Yeah, because you have a story, right? And my first question will be about the past. After so many years in corporate, when did you first realize that the life you built no longer felt fully right for you?
When I kept having children.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a mother of three. And, you mentioned NASCAR and other sport entities, USA Track and Field, USA Gymnastics. And with that came I had to travel, that comes with the role. And so with that, I got to a point where I was spending all my discretionary income to have my family, missing birthdays and important days that as a mother, I wanted to be there for important moments. And so I had a decision to make. And the first decision was, well, I'm in the office, I'm traveling. Is there any flexibility? So allowing myself the mental capacity and giving myself permission to make a decision for my family, I believe was probably the first step.
Yeah, and I can see a lot of changes there, right? So from schedule, you were traveling a lot, but with kids, you have to be at home with them, for them. And other things were changed a lot. Like when you started building your own business, can you think of what part of you had to change the most? Not just, the processes around that.
Sure. I would say the confidence part, the piece where, leaning into, the imposter syndrome piece, really understanding what that was. Thank God for my experience with WGU and learning, more about imposter syndrome and how to overcome it. And I think we all have a little bit of that, depending on, where we are in our journey, whether that's personal or professional. So, I think that's the part that I had to overcome the most, probably, and just shifting my mindset and knowing. So I knew probably a year prior that I was going to, a year prior to my position being eliminated within the DE&I space, that I was going to pivot into something that I could control. I could bet on myself. So it's just having that mindset shift and then leaning into and knowing yourself, knowing, okay, this is a space that is new to you. How are you going to plan to deal with those challenges or barriers? And it's just leaning into them. Simple as that.
Yeah, and thank you for sharing that, especially, imposter. Sometimes it's not easy to admit that you have that syndrome, right? And you're right. We all have it at some point or to some extent. And, I have a additional question about the imposter. probably you have noticed that imposter showed up in the moments that were very important to you, like very special, like something when you faced something unknown. Is that right?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yes, that's correct. It's even anticipating the unknown or being in, we met through NABO, knowing that there are women who have done this for years. It's about like being careful about what I say and how I say it. How do I position myself? All of those things are, and it's just taking a moment, a breath to, again, lean into that uncomfortability and just being authentic to your why.
Yeah.
And then everything else kind of falls into place.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing is that probably you noticed that this is also about shifting identity, because before that you were working for organization and you can use the name of organization to promote yourself or to promote your services. Like you had a backup, right? But being on your own, you have your own name. And this is just one thing, right? So, and that's a huge change too.
Absolutely. So with that, I think it's about really how you show up, right? Because, that's a good point. When you think about your association with a company or a brand, people already have a preconceived notion of what that brand is about or how you fit into that brand. And so, showing up how you want to be seen is also important as you step into different rooms. And, given those interactions that you have with people, sharing your why.
Yes. Yeah. And talking about how you show up, can you think about a strength or skill you had for years, but only really saw the value of that after leaving your 9 to 5?
Yes. I love this question. So I would say using my intuition and following my gut. I think when you're in an organization or on a team, there are other people that you can bounce that off of, and you could be easily sometimes swayed from what you think was right. Your first inclination, what your gut is telling you. But when you're an entrepreneur, you have to listen to yourself.
Yeah.
Sure, it's okay to bounce ideas off of people or share your thoughts, but you have to be solid in understanding, what your gut is telling you. And so I would say that it would be my intuition is something that I use as a skill, I guess, and, an intrinsic skill that I use daily to help guide me through this journey.
Yeah, and this is so important because, I would say we're conditioned by being in corporate. We had teams, we had other departments who helped us, but now we are just by ourselves, right? And you are playing different roles at the same time. Like you are a strategist, you are a marketer, you are a salesperson, you are the leader, and how to make all the decisions as a one person, and how to trust yourself in your vision, being in that multiple roles simultaneously. That's a skill. I would agree with you here. So now we were talking about something from the past that helped you in helping you now, like intuition, for example. You just mentioned it. But what about some old habit or way of thinking from corporate that you had to let go of?
Yeah. Sure. When I think about that, so this is, it's funny, like in interviews, they always say you talk about your weaknesses, but you kind of flip them to make them your strengths. But I don't know how you make procrastination a strength. I just don't know. And so that is, a habit. It's just discipline, making sure that I am clear every day on what I want to accomplish.
Mhm.
Today I want to accomplish X. And that, in a corporate setting, or a setting where you have, when you're on a team, um, that focus can shift depending on what other people's focus, or what their goals are. Everybody should have the same goal, but it just depends on the season in which you're, ebbing and flowing with your
Mhm.
team. And so it's really being focused, and not waiting to the last minute to execute something that needs to be done. Like, there's
Mhm.
no room for that. You don't have
Mhm.
time
Mhm.
for that. So just becoming more clear about, what the goal is, and planning and strategizing around that, and not waiting to the last minute to strategize or plan for that goal, to execute that goal.
Yes, and that means that you have to have trust.
Mhm.
Yes, again, so you are trusting yourself, how to make that as a skill, and how to listen to yourself in a way that, well, I accept that. You are not rejecting any thoughts. Like, you, again, you're juggling so many balls, and yeah, but you have to make that step, because there's no one behind you. Like, there's no boss who will tell you, well, you are on the right direction, like you are on the right track. Yeah, there's nothing like that. So
Correct.
that's a great experience, and that's a huge shift, right?
Yes.
And I'm just wondering, that juggling all the things, it's not just about doing business, right? We were talking about marketing and sales and strategy and other things, but I'm just wondering, how did you land your first client?
Oh, so my first client post, like, when I really got, 100% entrepreneurship, was really based on a relationship that I had
Mhm.
from college. There's a colleague that I have that, every quarter we connect. And I would say, probably in the height of us growing our careers, it may have been twice a year. The frequency kind of dwindled. Um, but he knew, because of our check-ins, that I was probably entering a season, and he was actually the one that said, "This is what I think you should do.
Oh,
I think
interesting.
you should step out. I
Mhm.
think you should. I think you're ready. I think you." Like, I don't know if I'm ready. And so, um, it wasn't until I made that leap that he said, "Hey, I think we can do this." It actually
Mhm.
aligned. I signed the contract the same day that I found out that my position was going to be eliminated.
Mm.
So he didn't plan it like that. I definitely didn't plan it like that, but that's how it happened. I,
Mhm.
I literally signed the contract with his business the same day that I was told that my position was going to be eliminated. So that was my first
Mhm.
client.
And this is amazing, because again, it's like you are proving that networking is important.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like equal to marketing campaigns, right? Because people know you, they can trust you after they experience you. And I believe in that. And I'm just wondering how your offer has evolved since that time. Is it the same, or how you change it so it's sound clear and people can understand, well, I need this?
Yes. So I think that's because, as you learn the business, being so small, as you learn the business and you learn the people that you have, the people that you trust to
Mhm, mhm,
execute this vision that you have, I think that evolves over time, but you refine it. So I'm still in my refining phase in
mhm,
in
mhm,
sharing exactly what we do, because, I mean, let's be honest, tech is something that everybody uses every day, but the technical isn't. So, and I'm a part of that. I
mhm,
am a part of the break it down to me in the most simple terms. And so I'm still refining what that looks like as I continue to converse with people and ask them questions. They
mhm.
ask me questions. I know what they want to hear and what resonates with them. And so I think it's a daily, okay, I won't say that. I'll say this instead.
Mhm.
But it just drives the point home.
Yes. And while you were sharing that, I was thinking that, actually it's okay, or even this is a part of our life, I mean, being an entrepreneur, that you can pivot, you can change the offer if you see that, okay, it's not landing. How can I make my message clearer so that they understand? Because what I see in my clients, they are experts in what they do. And usually they use the same language.
Yes.
And that's an art. How to make that message using words of your clients, like how to make them understand. And yes, AI can help you, but also you know that it's a skill to be able to create the right prompt to work with AI, right? That's another thing.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Prompt engineering right now is huge. It's huge. IU has a course right now. That's free. I'm doing that course right now, and I even even with the experts that I have around me, just constantly looking for opportunities to grow and learn because it's technology. It changes every day. What you learn,
Oh yeah, even twice a day or three times a day, right?
yes, is not what is not the reality of tomorrow.
Mhm.
So yes, finding those opportunities and resources to put yourself in a space where you can learn and ask questions and become more knowledgeable is that's important.
Yeah, it is. Especially that we are working, like many of us, we are solopreneurs. That means we don't have additional support, or we have to juggle so many things all together.
Hmm.
And yeah, and I'm also in that place. Like I'm using AI in different, in different projects. Like one I use for my personal assistant. It
Okay.
monitors my calendar, provides me with some reminders. I like it so much because, well, I cannot remember everything.
Sure.
And I like that you brought the topic about experts. There are so many experts out there who are teaching us how we have to lead our businesses. But I'm wondering what helps you stay grounded and trust yourself and how you do that.
Yeah, I think so. Becoming a member of NABO has definitely helped that space. I mean,
Mhm.
I work with a lot of men, and they just have a different energy, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
putting myself, being intentional about the people that I'm around, leveraging my network and the connections that I built over 20 years of my career, whether
Mhm.
that's sports and entertainment, or the higher ed space. I try to put myself in situations where I'm going to learn and be inspired, and so um, yeah, I think that's how you do that.
Mhm. Interesting. Because I felt the same when I joined Nowball. Like so many things clicked for me,
Hmm.
and it's like we're not competing inside, right? We are sharing stories, we are helping each other, we are supporting, which means a lot,
Yeah.
right? And when you are in the room with huge egos, it's not the same.
No, no, and you're sharing. It's about sharing, and there have been many times where there's things that you don't know what you don't know, and
Mhm.
being in a space where you know that it's a safe space. No one's going to judge you because we're all looking for something,
Mhm.
and so whether that's how to balance a book, how to, or how to utilize AI, uh,
Mhm.
how to, whatever it is,
Mhm.
everyone is looking for something, and no one's judging you, and you all are helping each other. There's that support across, that is necessary for this journey of entrepreneurship.
Yeah, and it's very nice and great to have that type of support. But I'm just wondering if you have ever found yourself slipping back into overthinking or trying to prove yourself, and what helped you shift?
Yeah, I so along with that mindset set shift where okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna bet on myself. Um, I always say to myself, I can't have faith and fear. Like
Mhm.
there's no space for both of them, so I'm gonna lean into the faith piece. Um, and so it's really like I mentioned, tapping into that intuition and really, really understanding that you felt that way for a reason and to go with it. And if you make a mistake, it's okay.
It's okay.
Knowing that it's okay to make a mistake.
Mhm.
And so that's what's been keeping me pretty level, is knowing that my gut 9 times out of 10 won't lead me wrong, but the one
Mhm.
time out of 10 that it does, it's okay. It's all right. You can
Yeah.
bounce back. You can pivot again.
Yeah. It's like I yesterday shared at our workshop the idea of experimenting. We are experimenting,
Yes.
right? Because, well, you have plan, you have strategy, you have like expectations of your result. But what if it's not what you expected? And how to accept that, what to change, what to pivot, how to change probably even the strategy itself, or even, to change the direction. That's for you to decide. And you are the only one who is making that decisions.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And Arionne, I wanted to ask you this. How do you lead yourself now compared to how you worked in your corporate life?
Yes. So to your point of like wearing many hats,
Mm-hmm.
I shared my why at the beginning. My why is my family.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a lifestyle. So yeah, the 9 to 5, even though, I never really had a 9 to 5. When you are, running a division for youth and you're traveling internationally, like you're never off, you have the, so um it for me, it is my calendar. I put everything
Mm-hmm.
in my calendar because if it's not there, I may not do it, or I'll forget about it. And so it truly is the art of Tetris and figuring out,
Yeah.
you know, what am I doing tomorrow, professional and personal? You know, do I need to, so like right after this, I had to put on my calendar. I need to go grab something. I have an errand to run that's really important that I forgot yesterday because it wasn't in my calendar. So putting things in my calendar is key for my success at this stage. Um, and so it's just as simple as managing my calendar and making sure that I'm intentional about reviewing it the day before. Did I miss anything? Is there something that, I'm missing? And prepping, making sure that I'm ready for meetings that I have. And when you have those back to back to back to backs, because sometimes they just can't be avoided, but that's something else that in my 9 to 5 was a thing. And I try not to make that a thing in my, in this space.
Yeah. And, I really glad that you didn't name that time management. You said that you are managing your calendar, which is not just sound differently, it's even feels differently. Right? Because you cannot manage your time. You can manage yourself. And this is it. Like time is time. You can create time when you need. You can shuffle things on your calendar. You can delegate something which is not that important or you don't need to be involved. That's true. But you are so right. What is on calendar will come to life.
Yes.
This
And
is
so understanding too, I think in this space, understanding how critical or important time is, you can't get it back.
Yep.
So, I'm one of those people that really try to respect time. I'm okay to go over, which is why I also don't like back to backs, because sometimes you don't have a thought completely fleshed out. And so I don't want to just cut it off. But understanding that, being efficient is also extremely important as, I evolve as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And that's why our next question is this. What advice would you give to a woman who feels ready for something like, starting a new business or starting something new in her life, but she's not fully sure what to do next?
I always, so, whether who, I always pray, but if you're not a prayer, maybe meditate on it, um, and ask yourself, is this if this is something that you really want to do? It sounds like you are, because this person you said is ready. So just do
Mhm.
it.
Mhm.
Take the first step. Just start.
Mhm.
I know a lot of people are, well, I don't have these things. I don't have this. I don't have that.
Mhm. Mhm.
But you can do that. It will happen. Just start.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like you're talking about being confident, but you become confident only when you are in action, when
Yeah.
you are acting, when you are trying, when you are experimenting, when you're going into that unknown piece. And yes, that's okay to be uncomfortable, right? So find your comfort in discomfort and you will be fine.
Yes.
Yeah. And my last question, and I like it because it's a little bit personal, but I usually ask it. So, if your journey from 9 to 5 to where you're now had a theme song, what would it be and why?
That's so funny. So I've thought about this,
Mm-hmm.
and the only song that pops into my head is "She Works Hard for the Money, so hard for the money," and I don't know who that song is by.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's because there are a lot, like I mentioned, the 9 to 5 is just out the window. This is a lifestyle. This is I'm up at the middle of the night thinking, oh, that's a great idea. Let me write that down. Or first thing in the morning, I'm prepping for a meeting. So I'm working hard.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't anything that I can cut off. And so, but hard is also subjective. So,
Yes. Yeah. I was about to ask you what does that mean to you? Like hard.
so I get, when I think about hard, it's their barriers, their challenges, and there
Mm-hmm.
are there are things that, because my background is sports and entertainment, I am learning in real time,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the world around me,
Yes.
the services that we offer. And I have subject matter experts that support me
Mm-hmm.
in
Mm-hmm.
the millions of questions that I have. And so those are the things that keep me up at night, these thought bubbles. But I'm a forever learner, and that is what keeps me going. So hard is subjective, but
Yes.
hard is, those challenges or
Mm-hmm.
barriers that
Mm-hmm.
you have. And so I am working hard, but that's a good thing.
Yeah, and I love that because that I'm hearing that I work hard from so many people, but to me, hard is being intentional.
Hmm.
Yeah, so you are intentional with all movements, with all actions, and it's about trusting the process. It's about trusting yourself,
Yes.
and probably it can like be perceived like yes, you are working hard, but well, are you drained? Probably not.
No.
Probably it's
No.
energizing you, right? Because you love what you do, because you know your why, you have a vision.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. I can't say that there aren't days where I'm tired. Drained? No.
Hmm. Hmm.
Tired? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, let's
Yeah.
call it what it is, right? But drained? No. I mean, I
Hmm.
am fueled.
Yeah.
I'm fueled.
Yeah. And that's the whole another story, right? So, everyone, thank you so much for being here and for sharing your story, your honesty, your perspective on that hard work, by the way. And thank you to everyone listening or watching. And if this conversation resonated with you, please share it with someone who may need it to hear. And if you are ready for support in your own next chapter, this is the work I do. I help women move from second guessing into and move them from that second guessing in clarity, in stronger self trust, and clear messages. And I help them to build business that fits who they are. And if you'd like to work with me, or if you have a story you'd like to share as a future podcast guest, reach out to me. I'd love to hear from you. And to connect with Arionne and with me, I will share all the links in the show notes on in that YouTube descriptions, and also you will find all that links and I cannot pronounce the word, handles in the post that we will be sharing about this episode. So thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you. Bye-bye.